from our little vacation. I'm going to do an update on where the S4 Avant Swap project is and kind of fill you in on what we have left to do to wrap this build up. Alright, so we were gone for a couple weeks. Haven't posted any videos just because I've been really busy. I have been daily driving the Avant so far. So I've been taking it to work every day. It hasn't left me broken down yet, which is good. But there's still a bunch of things that need to be wrapped up before this is really done. So a big thing that we're still chugging away on is just finishing up all the interior trim. I was just working on putting in all these kind of side skirt panels. I need to do the driver's side still. A lot of stuff, like you'll see, there's a hole in the dash where the cigarette holder is supposed to go. A lot of that is, just small pieces that need to get cleaned up, put back in place, and just to kind of wrap up all the cosmetics on the interior. So Faith was helping me the other day to get the back doors in. So these have the matching suede that goes with the kind of center of the seats. Kind of hard to tell in the video, but they're gray suede centers instead of the black leather. So we're swapping those out. They also have the Bang & Olufsen speaker grills that you'll see in here, and then we swapped the speakers inside the door. So we still need to do the front, and along with the front, when we pull those off, we're going to swap out the mirrors for the silver S4 mirrors. That's a really big visual part of the car that I really like, and I'm excited to see that. It's going to really, make this thing stand out. Also, you can see we still got S-line badging, so I need to pull those off the S4 and then swap them in here. It's not a big deal though, those are just taped on. And then, I think I mentioned it earlier, but, we got the S-line badges on the fenders, which will be replaced with the supercharged badges off the S4. I haven't been able to tell if these are the actual OEM supercharged badges or if they're just Chinese eBay ones. I don't see a part number on the back of them, but then the actual S badge from the S4 trunk also doesn't really have a visible Audi logo. So tough to say, but they look pretty nice. I think it'll give it a nice understated look. So another really big thing that I need to get taken care of is the exhaust. So as probably mentioned in the exhaust video, I don't know if that'll be out at this point or not, but basically the clamps that come with this Becker eBay stainless steel exhaust system are just awful. And understandably, if you're gonna save a lot of money on the system, there's gonna be some cost cutting somewhere. And those clamps were kind of the biggest cheap out that I've found. So I've got a full set of new clamps to put on there. But until then, the exhaust is leaking really badly and sagging. So that side that I was just showing you is kind of all twisted. I can't really see it unless you're standing back behind the car. And then this side looks pretty good. Then you can see it's like almost touching up here. So I've got to lift the car back up and just take care of that. Not a terrible problem, I don't think, but need to get it done. And along with lifting the car up to work on the exhaust, I also need to do a bit of tweaking to the suspension. It's still riding pretty low, so I'm going to go a little bit higher on the coilovers, give myself some more clearance. And I'm also going to loosen up the dampers a little bit. They're a bit stiffer than I want for kind of a daily driver sedan or station wagon. Sorry, I think I'm a little out of it right now. But the back is a little bit sagging. It's not sagging, it's just set lower than the front, so I need to balance that out a bit. And then also I need to do some more brake work. Over the last couple days I've had some issues with the brakes, so I ended up swapping out the master cylinder, burnt through a bunch of brake fluid, but it's feeling pretty good now. And then one last thing I'm going to do is I got some new brake hoses. I got some stainless lines to put in instead of the stock rubber, which were pretty old. But that's not going to be a big deal, I don't think, so I'll just get that done when the car's up on the stands and the wheels are off. As far as fault codes go, the car's actually been pretty good. So I had the issue with the intake runner flaps being stuck closed. That was my fault because I'd installed the intake runners incorrectly. You basically just have to hold the flaps in the open position as you close or install them, or else they get stuck actually beyond closed. So the car's running pretty well now, but I'll fire it up and you'll see we get some codes for the Sport Stiff. So you can see the traction control light is on, and we got stability program fault, and then we'll get a light for the Sport Stiff as well. So the issue that we have going on is the clock spring behind the steering wheel. So there's the Sport Stiff light, So that clock spring is broken. The original S4 one from the crash was broken. I don't know if I, tweaked something wrong when I uninstalled it, or if it was actually broken during the crash, which is very possible. So then I went and I bought, kill that so I don't have to yell. So I bought another used one off of eBay, which was also broken. So I don't know if they also, uninstalled it wrong or it was also crashed. But that's what's in here right now, waiting to return that one. And then I found a new OE unit that I bought. So when that shows up in a couple days, I'll get that installed. And then hopefully we'll be pretty much code free. So, the sports diff and the ABS all run off the clock spring so they know the wheel position. And unfortunately, when that's not working, then you get none of those features. So, yeah. The last kind of real things we have to do to wrap this project up are install wiring for the B&O sound system. So I've got to finish pulling that out the crashed S4. It's back in kind of the trunk area here. It goes, I guess, here's the harness for it. So I need to figure out exactly what I need from that, pull all those wires out, and then splice them in. It's going to be a bit of a project. I'll save that for a weekend sometime. Until then, the radio doesn't work, so I get no audio, which is, a little bummer, but listen to that great exhaust and supercharger on the way into work isn't too bad. And then the other project we're going to do is swap the Avant headliner to black. So I've got all the black pieces from the S4, and then what we're going to do is pull out the A4 headliner, and because it's much larger, because it's the Avant, we're going to have to dye that unless I can source an actual A4 all-road black headliner. So we'll dye that. A few people have done it and it looks pretty great, so we'll follow their lead. And then swap in all the parts that go with it, and then hopefully have a full, Euro spec S4, which is going to be pretty cool. And then one final thing that we really need to do is give it a good wash and detail. It's just filthy. The black paint is not in the greatest shape. I'm not, not sure I was supposed to film this to show it off, but you can kind of see, yeah, there you go. That's what we're looking for. So, the paint definitely could use a little light polish. I'm no detailing expert, so I'll be careful, but not go too crazy. And then some wax just to seal it up and make it look decent again. It's just filthy right now from driving it in the snow to get to work. But all in all, it's looking great. It drives amazing, and I am so happy with it. That's for the guy in the BMW 128 that tried to pull on me on the way home from work the other day and thought that he could take a stock A4 wagon until I dropped a gear and then cruised right by, which, that was not terrible. Alright guys, so as you can see, there's still a whole lot of work left to finish up the Avant, but we've made really good progress so far. It's on the road, it's driving, we're going to keep driving it as we wrap up the last few things. So stay tuned, we're going to put out some more videos on kind of the details of that build and finishing it up. And then we're also going to be putting out a lot more stuff on the truck. We've got videos on painting, final assembly, we rebuild some front suspension. There's a ton of stuff in there still, so just hang on. We'll keep putting out that content. And thanks for following along, everybody that's asked us where we're at while we were gone. Like I said, we're on vacation, just getting back in the swing of things now. So stay tuned, follow along, and thanks.